Another week, man.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. So, I guess the good news is you can't give the refs and the Chiefs in collusion anymore because they threw the flag all the time on you all.
Mm-hmm.
There's that. But you also lost to the Cowboys.
That's right. A broken clock is right, twice a day.
Well, I'm glad to be right that one or the two times.
Yeah. How's your fantasy teams doing, huh?
We can start the show now.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome in. It's your boy, it's Josh in the building. Okay, man. You can gloat. You can gloat.
I mean, I will. The last time I gloated like this is when the Cowboys had a better record than the Chiefs, and I knew that was going to be not going to be withstanding very long. So I took I got to get my shots in when I can. Now that we beat the Chiefs and have the same record, except for the fact that we had that tie, which is weird.
A little bit better, like half a game better.
But as of right now, I'm at the point of the season where the Cowboys give me hope again.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we're at the all-time hope. We still have have a lot of work to do. But I feel like the Cowboys are kind of like the Chiefs right now, and you don't want them in the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, the defense is getting better. That offense.
But the offenses. Georgie and CD are ridiculous. Javonte.
You throw Fergie in that mix, man.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Dak's playing his best since early in his career. So it's just I got to give it to Shotty. I mean, he has got them bought in. And they've looked. I mean, they beat the two teams in the Super Bowl last year back to back in a very short amount of time.
Very true. And won in overtime and won by 3 points. And so hopefully your teams won. And we're talking about your fantasy football teams. That is because out of those games, even if it's not the jersey where maybe it's somebody that's on your roster, getting you some points. And I hate to say it, but there probably wasn't a whole lot this week. I mean, it's a top 10, but that's pretty light, bro. That was pretty light.
Still the top.
Yep, they're still the top, and they're still putting in work in. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy. Yeah, that is right. This is the top 10, and I mean, man, right off the top, nobody really. I mean, you had AJ Brown getting 35. You had the Seahawks outscoring everybody but AJ Brown as far as the Seahawks defense, and then everybody else was just in the 20s. It was kind of a weird week. Point wise, and for it to be such a pivotal week, and honestly, like a great week because we didn't have any buys. Everybody played.
Yeah,
everybody played. Just not everybody really showed up, and the ones that did show up in the top 10, as we talked about, AJ Brown getting 35, the Seahawks getting 32, Bijan Robinson. I apologize, I did not mention him. He getting 30. And then everybody else is 20s. And when I mean everybody else, I literally mean about 30 players are, from 29 to 20 even. And Patrick Mahomes is the top of the 20 list, followed by his partner in crime, Rashid Rice. And it's not that kind of crime. Wicks, God dang it. What's his first name? It's not Devontae.
Yeah.
Is it Devontae? Okay.
Well,
Is it
it's Dontavian. I think it's Dontavian.
Thank you. There you go. Dontavian Wicks. Your boy Javonte Williams in that game. So that's Jamal Williams. There with Detroit getting 27. Yep. Love getting in the top, getting 26. Mariota getting 24. And your boy CeeDee Lamb getting 24 as well. The list could continue. But yeah, man, what with those, the actual top 10, who kind of stuck out to you in the overall?
Let's talk about something we never talk about, which is defense. The Seattle Seahawks have been really, really good this year. The Seattle Seahawks as a team has been really, really good. The Minnesota Vikings maybe regret passing up on Sam Darnold. He goes to another team and he still balls out. He goes from an amazing receiver in Justin Jefferson, who wished Sam Darnold was still his quarterback, to JSN, and who was kind of low scoring for a JSN situation. But I just had to give my hats off, mainly because they're on my team, but the Seattle Seahawks. That's what I thought they were going to do last week, and they scored a mere 4.6 points, but that's how the defense works sometimes. Minnesota's just got a lot of problems. Obviously, they're at their fourth-string quarterback. It's just one of those seasons where you come in with a lot of, let's see what JJ McCarthy's got, and he's don't got it. I'm 9. Well, you've thrown more than that in interceptions. So, but he'll be back this week as we go over that. But yeah, the main thing, because the other guys I want to talk about, we'll go over on the actual positions themselves. But Seattle Seahawks, I want to give a tip of the cap to them on scoring a lot of points and being the number 2 overall. So congratulations. Yeah. That does happen, ladies and gentlemen. Us two are kind of big proponents of not having kickers in defenses kind of going forward. But
in one of the leagues,
But when they show out, you got to give them the props.
Oh yeah, and outscoring most players. You're happy if they're on your team.
Yep.
You might even be happier if you picked them up off of waiver wires and played them this week, because that's a hell of a pickup. You also might be happy if you got Devin Singletary, because he just scored a 22-yard run as the Pats are on top of the Patriots 30 it was 30 to 13. Now it's 30 to 15.
Yeah. Slayton got a 2-point conversion pass.
Oh, yeah, the 2-point. Yeah, never mind.
Yep.
So I'm getting a little bit of life there. Maybe that possible inappropriate hit on Dart maybe kind of rattled a little bit and got him and the team a little bit fired up as they try to make a comeback here in the second half. But the teams and quarterbacks that didn't really have to worry about comebacks, because they've been here pretty much the whole time for a good portion of them. But Patrick Mahomes there at the top, 29. Then J Love, Mariota, Bryce Young. I know we're going to talk about him a little bit. Trevor Lawrence, Dak Prescott. And then you got Tyrod Taylor. Sorry, the font is small, folks, from what I'm looking at, because I got everything partitioned. Jared Goff, my boy Brisket, still cooking. And then Joe Burrow, welcome back, and he gets into the top 10. But yeah, man, top 10 quarterbacks. Kind of a little bit of kind of who we expected, but a couple of surprises in there, right?
Yeah. Jordan Love probably had his best game that they've been waiting on. It helps when Dontavian Wicks and his other receivers touching the ball, but mainly Dontavian Wicks. And that's mainly of what we remember him from last year, of him just having the dropsies all season long last year. And then this year, he balled out against Detroit. Now, Detroit has their own problems as far as defensively, but Jordan Love was on one. He was like, that first touchdown to Wicks was a beauty. Dropped it right in the bucket in between the safety over the top coverage. He was just a little late getting there. And obviously Wicks beat the DB, and then the Wicks had a fantastic and he got 2 feet in for that grab. And then his ball to Christian Watson had a really great strike to Wicks to finish the game. So Jordan Love, I want everybody out there that's watching, I want you to look up the quarterbacks that have played for the NFC North teams since 1992 with at least 10 starts, and tell me how spoiled the Green Bay Packers are as far as the quarterbacks that they've had.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And for those receivers you alluded to, of course, Wicks coming in with 28 points. Got 7 targets, 6 receptions for 94 yards of 2 touchdowns. But then behind him, Watson got 80 yards and a touchdown. And then Romeo Doubs got 20 yards and a touchdown.
Right.
So no Golden in the mix.
He was hurt.
I know. It's just, God, I really wanted him to actually hit this year. But next year. Right.
Well, his counterpart as far as rookies has died down. We'll get to him in our wild card segment for that. But yeah, and also a shout out again, Dak Prescott.
Yeah,
I had you can obviously he's had that terrible ankle injury, had some other injuries. He is, knock on wood, he's been healthy all year, and he has been amazing. You can't ask for anything more from Dak. I mean, starting out the game, you thought that pick. It's like, oh boy, here we go. Kansas City immediately scores, but he withstood pressure. He stood in the pocket, and even with pressure in his face. Now, granted, Kansas City's pass rush has not been the greatest this year compared to what it has been in the past. Obviously, Chris Jones isn't the Chris Jones, but he's still freaking Chris Jones. If that analysis makes any sense.
He's still making an impact. He's not getting the statistics.
No.
Injuries have really kind of hurt as well, though.
But every time you needed a big play, Dak delivered. Plus, it helps to have arguably, I don't even think it's arguably to me, the best receiving tandem in football.
Yeah.
And
this year, hands down.
And I'm glad that Jerry Jones gets to go from one off-season contract with a superstar player to another off-season contract dispute with a superstar player, because George Pickens is earning his paycheck.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, was it a multiple-year contract that you guys signed, or was it a kind of a prove-it year?
It was a prove-it year. It was just a trade, and this is a it's going to be another contract dispute again, and I can't wait for him to call him something other than George, because he was calling him Michael the whole daggone offseason. For
Micah. Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, Michael over there."
Hey,
it's Mike.
Oh, Georgie boy. Oh, Georgie boy.
Yeah. But yep.
No, I was just gonna be like, "Oh, well, we're still gonna talk to Gerald." It's like, it's George. Gosh damn it, Jerry.
Yeah. Well, but now it's wide receivers, but let's jump to running backs real quick. Because Bijan Robinson, your boy, getting 30 at the top. RJ freaking Harvey, welcome to the party, getting 21. And here's the 20 parties right here. And then you got Swift coming in at 21, Vidal at 21, Hubbard, I hate you for one, getting 20 and stealing all the points from Rico Dowdle. Achane coming at 19, Teflon Don.
He can't be touched. He cannot be touched. It's ridiculous.
Monangai coming in with 19, James Cook 19, Chase Brown 18, and McCaffrey barely making it into the top 10 this week with 17 points. Running backs, man. I mean, McCaffrey's still there, but maybe not the exact spot we thought he would be. But they also had a little bit of a tough battle there against their opponents. But what do you got for running backs, man?
I hope you picked up Kyle Monangai when he was available, because he's more and more becoming the guy on a team that is on a tear right now. They still splits carries with Swift, but 22 carries is still 22 carries. And he made on that Eagles defense at Philadelphia, he still ran all over him. You gotta feel happy if you have Kyle Monangai on your team. I picked him up in a couple leagues. I know when we were talking about waivers and picking him up, I said, yes, for sure, take a shot at him. But at first, and it kind of was until about these past 2 weeks, it was, you better get a touchdown out of him, but he will get the attempts. He will get the goal line carries, because they're not going to give it to Swift. They're going to give it to Monangai. And based on who was available at the time, I would have picked up Monangai. Now he's actually becoming a Gibbs Montgomery of last year with Swift and Monangai. And guess what? Swift isn't Gibbs. Swift was with if Swift was Gibbs wouldn't be on Detroit. Swift would still be there. And so I would feel happy about that. And then the other running back I wanted to bring up is one RJ Harvey. This is how a typical rookie running back goes, unless you're Travion Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson comes back for injury and they forget you're on the team. Yes, I'm still salty about how they're using him, but anyway, RJ Harvey obviously
in real life right now. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, look, it's Ramondre. It's run the ball. Okay. But obviously with J.K. Dobbins being on IR, RJ is the guy, and there's other guys on their team, but RJ is doing what we expected him to do. And it's kind of happening late in the season. I mean, we listed off rookie running backs in their rookie year. Typically, you don't come out the gate. All of them can't come out the gate swinging. Quinshon's been great. Travion's had his days, but then Ramondre came back. We'll get to Genty in our wild card segment when it comes to that. But typically, you looked at. There it is. Okay, I clicked it and then it was weird about it. But anyway, JT, like his rookie season, he really didn't catch fire until like week 8, week 9, week 10, mainly like week 10. Same thing with Derrick Henry, his rookie season. So this happens, especially when RJ was one of the lower tier backs that were taking in the rookie draft, or like as far as the actual NFL draft was concerned. Quinshon's been great. Travion's been great when they actually utilize him. Genty is just on a terrible team. But RJ's playing well. Obviously, would have been great if he didn't tear his ankle. But this rookie running back class we thought they were the best that we've seen in a running back class in a while, and they're all kind of proving it. The only one that was a bust is the guy on the Steelers that forgot how catching the ball when they kick off to you works. So, yeah, other than that, I mean, 1 out of 9 or 8. And also,
I was going to say, you got Judkins, you could throw in Neal, Tootin, and Woody Marks. I mean, they've been very strong contributors, maybe not up to the level, but at the same time, I mean, that future looks pretty bright. If these guys can stay healthy and stay on teams that are healthy themselves. But now you had mentioned, when you're talking about Swift and Monangai, kind of helps whenever you got the former OC from the Lions going over there and moving that playbook over. So Swift, very familiar with it and definitely being a big part of that. But the other big parts of the offense are the wide receivers, man. And those guys themselves, topping the charts, like we talked about, A.J. Brown, Rashid Rice, Lontavian Wicks, Jamal Williams, CeeDee Lamb, Adonai Mitchell getting 24 points. We'll talk about him in a little bit. Then you got, I believe, was it Devontae Vale or Devon Vale? Former.
I was calling Vele, but I know that's not how you pronounce it.
Yeah, Veal. He's what you have at the grade school cafeteria, some veal. Yeah. Scary Terry, welcome back, baby. Welcome back. Oh my gosh. I mean, he gets himself 22 points or 23 points, and he didn't even get the best catch. That goes to a little guy named Burke, Trayvon Burke, that came from the Titans. Yeah. But anyways, and finishing out, Devontae Adams. Still relevant. Who would have thought? And the Rams just keep getting better. But another team getting better is down in the South, the Texans. Nico Collins getting 22 points. The wide receivers actually having a pretty strong showing this week in the top 10. And again, I mean, nearly 30 players had 20, and at least 10, 15 of those were wide receivers getting some work done.
Yeah. I tried to trade for Rashid Rice going into before he became available. So I can kind of buy low.
Week 5.
Week 4, week 5. I was like, all right, we see what's going on. He's got off to a sort of slow start, but not really. But the problem with the Kansas City Chiefs is not Patrick Mahomes, and it's not Rashid Rice. That's what's good for fantasy purposes.
Yeah.
Because honestly, Patrick is playing the best he's played in about 3 years for a Patrick Mahomes standard. These past 2 years, he hasn't been as well fantasy-wise, production-wise, and where you drafting him. This year, he's gotten back. As you've said, he's the number 2 quarterback overall.
For fantasy. So the big chunk plays are back, but his turnovers are also back as well. So that's where I just kind of push back a little bit. Like, I mean, we're not winning the games like we did in the last couple of years. Whenever they're within one score. So his decision making is kind of a little bit off there, as well as some of his balls themselves. I've seen some of the worst ones I've seen from him in a long time, but the big chunk plays are there. The 20, the 40s, and 60-yard plays.
Yeah. AD Mitchell, we'll talk about him when we get to waivers because I think he's a curious case.
Benjamin Button.
Yeah, he really is. But he's growing. He's not getting younger. He's actually growing and maturing, not the other way around. Last one I wanted to talk about is Davante Adams. I know we talked about this in the pre-show leading up to it. And if you look over his stats, he's basically Chris Carter. If you don't know who Chris Carter is, youngins out there, all he did was catch touchdowns. That was his thing. Guess what? He got a bust because of it. That whole offense, that Randy Moss rookie year, with Randall Cunningham. All Randall Cunningham did was like, F it, they're down there somewhere.
Yeah.
How they didn't make the Super Bowl that year because of, just go back in your history, kids, and look up how Atlanta Falcons somehow or another with Jamal Anderson beat that Minnesota Vikings team.
Yeah.
And Jerry should have drafted Randy Moss, but he said that Randy Moss had character issues. Jerry Jones, who wanted to draft Johnny Manziel years later, didn't want to draft Randy Moss because he had character issues. I don't know. It was like 1997 was that year, and he went off. But Davante Adams this year hardly has his yardage, his targets, all of that. But he's got 15 touchdowns or 14 touchdowns on the season, top 10 receiver on the year. But you put him in the lineup every week because it doesn't matter what happens, especially how that offense works, dude's going to get in the end zone. So you're happy with taking a stab at Davante Adams because everyone's like, well, he's on the Rams. Start off a little slow because he was still getting acclimated with the playbook, but then he started to pick up at least in the touchdown margin. And that's what I want to touch on with Davante Adams. And he's got to catch a touchdowns, but guess what? He's doing it.
Yeah, no, he definitely has. And we when looking back at it, last 6 weeks, I believe it was 11 touchdowns. Absolutely insane. And 14 on the year. He's only had 3 weeks without a touchdown. So he's a lock in it. And for the last 2 games, he's had 2 touchdowns in each of those games. But we go back to the quarterbacks. Yeah, Dak is better than Lamar.
Yep. I'll give you some injury reasons for that, but right now, yes, Dak is playing better than a lot of quarterbacks you're expecting him to play worse than him. He is. He's definitely not bad for running back, but his injuries have just hampered him so terribly this year. I mean, you can just watch him try and. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I mean, and you can see it on the tape, and there's some other players as well. Probably coming back a little bit too soon. But whenever the league is, this much jeopardy, basically, as far as who's going to be number one. I mean, each week it's changed as far as who's the top team in the NFL and who's the top team in the respective conference. And but it's not debatable as far as who's the top. It's our boy Brandon Marr. What's up,
hello?
Bud? Good to see you. Damn, that was a team. Carter Moss talk about a team on paper should have been a dynasty. Man, you're not wrong. You are not wrong, dude. And now Lamar don't have it. Ooh, okay. I'll let you guys settle this off screen. They're in the Hangout. They're at the Discord, and link.
Oh yeah, below. Yeah. Okay. Tell me. Yeah, would you want Lamar? Oh, Lamar don't have it, but yeah, Tua does.
Yeah, right.
I'll give you 2 MVP reasons and one of the never mind. We're not
going to get into
Discord.
Save it
Save
for
the
the
Discord.
Discord, bro. But no, what we're not going to save for the Discord is talking about the tight ends, man. And hit that sound clip as much as you want because Brock Bowser. Yeah, and again, all these 20 snacks, they're not burgers, right? 20 quesadillas. McBride coming in with 22, Ertz 21, Kelsey 16, Pitts 15, Ingram 14, Strange 14, Komet getting 13, likely back in the mix with that Andrews injury, getting 13, and Schultz getting 13 for the tight ends, man. Go ahead, man. Gloat about your boy.
I mean, if you look at the top 10, the two guys that are there are the guys that you were drafting other than Kittle at the beginning. Bowers is just go back, watch every single episode that we do for the past year and a half or year and 14 weeks of football. I will bring up Brock Bowers because the dude is ridiculous. What Trey McBride is doing is exactly what is ridiculous too. And George is amazing as well. The thing is Brock Purdy is still not that great. Talk about, a guy just trying to push through an injury.
But he can Dougie, man. He can Dougie.
Yeah, he can Dougie. That's one way to put it. But another guy that's really, obviously he's not in the top 10, but another tight end that's playing really well this season is Fergie. Fergie's playing really, really well. But I mean, it's just Giff knows. That's one person we can agree on is the Bowser himself, Brock Bowers. And everyone else, I mean, they're playing pretty well. Tyler Warren's still playing well. He was sick this weekend, still got you a tutty. I think he was just outside the top 10. But are the Texans for real? Like Dalton Schultz, CJ Stroud's back. He's playing fine, but that defense
they're flying.
They are an animal.
They're all over. I mean, they are throwing bodies. They're throwing their own bodies at it. I mean, just the turnovers themselves speak to it. Yeah. Mills has got himself a team going pretty good there.
You can kind of tell that this is Travis Kelce's last year because the dude's putting it all out there. You know how Kobe went, Kobe's last game and he went off for like 60. Travis Kelce last year, they had him on a pitch count and we kind of called that. This year, once they got behind the 8 ball, Travis is like, no, he's playing like this is his last season. Now, will he not like
it's not a lock in for the playoffs?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Which it never is. But the last years, we had enough distance within division, and here we don't. We're on such a short leash. We got to win out.
Yeah,
there's no way we can win this division with 7 losses. Yeah,
no, and you can't do it that way. And plus, you still have the Chiefs and the not the Chiefs, but the Chargers and the Broncos still to finish out the season. The good news is I think you have them both at Arrowhead. That's the thing. It's the only away games.
San Diego's away.
No, because I'm going to say like the only
you can win that one.
Yeah. But you can win that one because it's pretty much a home game anyway. But that was another reason why I kind of had a good feeling about the Cowboys is because you were playing at Dallas. It's just tough to win at Arrowhead, and that's why if the Chiefs make the playoffs, you better not let them back at Arrowhead because that's just might as well put them in the Super Bowl again on that. But Travis Kelce is playing fantasy wise too. He's doing very, very well this season.
Yep, he's putting it all out there. And seems like the Giants maybe put everything out, and they might be done. 7.5 minutes left. They had to punt recently. Still 30-15, so we'll see. But nobody really from that grouping is popping up in the top 10. So, it just doesn't seem like a whole lot of points coming. I'm surprised Drake May is not in that mix as far as being in the top. I'm sorry, trying to look in real time and kind of see. I'm not seeing him. But yeah, going back to the chats, bare knuckle cockfight challenge. Okay. Again, the Discord, guys. You can do that in the Discord. Or with that comment where, it's definitely, giving the name its true meaning and being called the Discord. Ertz turning back the clock last night. Yeah, seriously. Looking like the Ertz of old. The Texas D champion caliber, and Chargers and Broncos don't scare me. The Broncos should. Broncos defense definitely should. Offense, not so much. And that's what really, I don't know. That's what really sucked about just how tight of a game we had. We had it. I mean, we've had a chance to win all the games we lost this year because they've all been within one score. But you just got to finish out. That's just the name of the game. And you know what, man? You know what else the name of the game is? You know?
Goosebumps?
No. The name of the game is football.
Oh.
Obviously, you don't know. And
well, I got some news for you
updated
after this break.
All right, well, you need to be updated because you didn't know.
Goosebumps.
Yeah, if you don't know yet, now you know, sucker. Not gonna say the real word for sure. But this is news and updates. This is where we take a little bit of a step back. We look at the entire league and kind of the progressions that have happened in the last week, be that in the free agency, coach moves, right? Because we definitely had some of those last week. But unfortunately, injuries as well, because it's going to happen. And it did happen, right, Josh? What all went down this week?
Some weird stuff as far as the news. Adam Thielen, old man Thielen, is what was on the Vikings. It was on the Vikings, and he said, "Guys, it probably is his last season." He wanted to finish it with the Vikings, and the Vikings sucked. And so he's like, all right, can you cut me so I can go ring chase? Like, let me go join the Patriots or go join the Broncos, or I don't know. But he asked for his release and they granted it. And then he wrote, thank you to Minnesota, and thanking them for all of that. And then the Eagles offensive coordinator got his house egged. I don't know. The way I said it first, it just threw me off.
I like it. I like coordinator. That's amazing.
Yeah. He got his house egged after their Chicago game. Things are going well in this defending Super Bowl champions neck of the woods. Couldn't happen to a better franchise when it comes to that.
Yeah, or come from a better city. So,
they love their team so much.
Yeah,
they're just so spoiled. God,
they really are.
Anywho,
it could be worse. It could be Ohio.
Yeah. Injury-wise is Josh McDaniels because he never wants to put Travion Henderson in. He's only touched the ball 12 times, average six. What's he up to now? 6.6 yards a carry, 10 for 66, and 3 for 13. So but no, let's just put Ramondre's team. You know what? I'm an adult. Let me decompress. I'm over it. So JJ McCarthy.
I'm an adult.
Yeah. JJ McCarthy is poised to come back, which is good news. I don't know. Aaron Jones' shoulder isn't serious, so they're expecting day to day. Mike Evans could return to practice this week. Justin Herbert did leave the game with a hand injury, went to the locker room, and everyone was holding their breath. All 12 Chargers fans, except for our attorney, Mr. Haygood. He wasn't in attendance, as far as I know, because I only counted 13, and I would have noticed he was there. But he did come back in the game, but he is getting surgery, and it's on his non-throwing hand to repair everything. So he's listed a day-to-day. People would say, oh, but it's not a throwing hand. He's fine. It's a broken hand. He's going to get hit there. It's not going to feel comfortable. He won't feel his hand next week if he plays for that. And then Bosa destroyed Aaron Rodgers. If you didn't see the hit, man, it was bad. I mean, basically. But Aaron Rodgers should be back next week. Now, whether he's back for the 2026 season, we do not know. That is up for Aaron Rodgers to decide. I don't even know if Mike Tomlin's going to be back for the 2026 season, because there's a lot of Steelers fans that are just like, we're tired of 8-8 on that.
And it does seem like a little bit of a season of change. You've got some of these, younger coaches that are really kind of starting to show their worth. And you got some of the aging ones that, I don't think it's necessarily that they can't keep up. It's just that, maybe it's just kind of starting to get to them. And Tomlin's definitely not old, really by much stretch of the imagination. But looking at like Andy Reid and the AFC West, I mean, with those, how many more years are they going to be there? So I would imagine we're going to hear a lot of off-season news. Surprised we didn't really hear any more firings. Especially with the Eagles OC coach. Ooh, boy, hide your kids, hide your wives, because they're egging everybody out here. But Josh, anything else, man? Is there anything else we need to be newsed about? We need to be updated on?
Daniel Jones did play, but he actually has a fractured fibula. Fibula.
Was it? Okay, yeah.
Fibula, tibula, I don't know. It was one of the ibulas in his leg. I don't know. All I know is I don't know how the hell he played with that. Now it's not broken, but it's fractured. But still, all it takes is one solid hit, and that thing's gone.
So with Rodgers, he was playing with the little cast.
Right.
Yeah. There was another quarterback with the off non-throwing hand injury. I think there was like 3 of them. They kind of talked about that day.
Darnold went out for a cup of coffee just to make sure he was good.
Was it a Cooper Cup?
It was a Cooper Cup of coffee. Oddly enough, Cooper Cup is on his team, so it was probably Cooper Cup that made him the cup of coffee. But anyway,
Cooper Cup coffee at Starbucks.
I never go start saying. Yeah, I never had a Ribble. Now I have a Ribble, and I want a Ribble.
I should buy a boat.
Yeah.
Let us know in the chats if you know that movie. Oh man, I wish we had sponsors. We could have some giveaways. But man, oh shit. Oh no. Finish your thought. Someone's down on the alarm.
Suffered a little bit of injury, but he stayed today.
Stay today, guys. I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is real. I don't know if it's fake. Oh my god! Wild card, bitches! Didn't mean to cut you off. I thought we were done. I saw the end of the notes, but this is the wild card. This is where we get to kind of do whatever the hell we want. You know what? Nobody's watching. It's our show. We can do it. But no, what we really want to do is give you guys a little bit of a nugget to not just help you this week, but to help you throughout the season, as well as your fantasy career. Josh, we talked about it before, man, and the alarm sounded. But tell me, brother, was it false or was it fire?
Right. So basically what we're doing here is some players are just not performing the way they have been in multiple weeks. So is this a false alarm, or is it time to pull the fire alarm and just hope that it changes around? The first one we will start with, and I'll go to you on this one, Mr. ATT himself, Jonathan Taylor, has had a rough couple of weeks. Now, granted, he's had like 5 games where he's had 3+ touchdowns.
Drop him.
Yeah, right. Drop him so I can pick him up.
Exactly. Please be in my leagues and drop him.
But no, my 2 cents on it is the same thing. If you watched the show before, you go with who got you there. Are you worried about the way he's going to go forward? Maybe. But you have to understand that they played at Arrowhead and they were up, but they made Arrowhead focused in. The Chiefs focused and made sure they were going to let Daniel Jones beat them.
Yep.
And Daniel Jones was beating them for 75% of 80% of that game.
Yep. Yeah, definitely most of the game. And with the last 3 weeks, they played the Houston Texans defense, which we talked about glowingly. That was this week. Last week was Kansas City, and then they had the bye week. So you have 3 weeks where you had a combined total of like 23 points from him. Maybe 24, depending on some of the scoring and ranking. And that all came after a 50-point game. So it's just that big pendulum swing, and it's going to happen to everybody. And for him, unfortunately, you kind of saw him at the peak with that 50, and then you haven't got even close to 20 points with him, with this week being 15. But coming up, he's got Jacksonville Jaguars, which good team. They really are showing some good, some movement, some momentum there. Then at Seattle, like we talked about, with their defense being the highest scoring this week. Then home for San Francisco, and then they play Jacksonville again at home. So not the easiest of schedules, but the 2 Jacksonville games, he'll be fine. And honestly, with San Francisco, their defense isn't as prolific as they once were due to injury. I didn't know this. I didn't know some of the 49ers got injured, but apparently they did, which is
if you don't know
wild.
Yeah. No, they lost pretty much all their like good players, and Robert Saleh is like, see, Jets, see, it wasn't me.
Yeah,
it wasn't
right?
me.
Yeah. But for JTT, anything else with him as far as
he is out. He was out. His ceiling was insane, but his floor was basically where you drafted him at, which is towards the tail end of the first round, early second round. If he dropped that far, because people are kind of getting him in like the 7th to 12th overall pick, and he's been a top 5 pick.
Yeah,
he's been a top 5 overall draft pick, and then he's starting to perform in the 7 to 12 range. But his workload is still there. They're never going away from him. You have a little bit of worry because Daniel Jones isn't 100%. But Steichen has coached his ass off this year. And as long as I'm not too worried about that one. The next one,
I don't know.
Emeka Egbuka. Now,
Emeka Egbuka?
Yeah. With Egbuka, I don't think he's 100% healthy. I think that hamstring is still so I'm hovering over that, because you can bench him because you probably had drafted him at a position to where you should have better core receivers there. So you could probably put another guy in for Egbuka, but it's tough to bench him because of how good he has been when he's healthy. If Mike Evans comes back, that opens up that playbook even more. Godwin getting healthy, Bucky Irving coming back is helping that situation. Because Bucky Irving is very good out of the backfield altogether. And Baker getting that AC. Who knows if Baker's going to be 100% with that AC joint. But sure. I'm not worried about Jonathan Taylor-Thomas. I'm a little worried about Egbuka.
Yeah, no, I am definitely with you on that one. And, just looking at Egbuka on the year, started off hot, man. 23 points, 12, 14, 20, 31. Good God. I mean, as good of a start as you can have as a rookie wide receiver. But then the collapse. And 4 points, 9 points, 6 points, then the bye. And that's where I think they were kind of hoping he would get, kind of back from injury a little bit, kind of with a concussion. I can't remember, it was something kind of short-lived. But then 23 points against New England. And that is the second highest score in the season for him. But then 9, 6, and 8. So you're looking at the last 7 weeks. He's only got one that, 2-digit scoring game. And it's one of his highest on the season. So, got that spike, but man, everything else is just kind of humming at the bottom. But you're right. He is a talented guy. They are in playoff contention, and that team is going to play their ass off, just like they did the first of the season. You got Godwin back, so he, hopefully kind of start warming up a little bit in there. You talk about the other guy coming back. Holy crap, names just escaped me.
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans. Yeah, Chris Evans, man. Yeah, did you know?
They had Captain America is on the Buccaneers.
Yeah, he was in Florida. But yeah, Chris Evans getting the cast back, right? I mean, getting the Avengers back together. Will they be healthy enough, and will they eat into each other's production? Because for fantasy, that's the big question I have as far as them, the Green Bay Packers. I mean, we'll talk some of that here in the waiver. But again, these teams that they got all these, tools, they got all these weapons, but is Ibuka really going to be the one to get you 15 or more points in your playoffs? I think he's if you got two flexes, he's a great flex 2 spot. Other than that, you got some bye weeks coming up. Looking at the Panthers, Patriots, Giants, and 49ers. So if you got Tet, it's probably a good comp there. Booty actually got that touchdown tonight. And speaking of the Pats, it looks like they're going to kind of put this one to sleep. Dart has looked all right. But anyways, the 33-15, a minute 30 left. And the Giants do have the ball, but it's 3rd and 8. But yeah, Beg Boo. I love it, the future of him for next year, but for the playoffs, I just hope I don't have to play him. That's the ideal spot, is to not have to play good, talented people. But if you do, just might have to just kind of bite down on something while you're watching it, and just hope for the best. I mean, he's still projected to get 13, 14, 14, 14 in the playoffs. And anybody, especially this week, getting you 10 points, can't be mad at him.
No.
Because I could have got you a goose egg, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Quit getting hurt.
Let's say he got hurt, man. Like, I need him. Thankfully, he's not going to
get hurt before the game.
There's always that one superstar player that gets you all the way here, and then right as playoff time's about to happen, they get hurt, and it happens, unfortunately.
Oh, it sucks.
But this next one, I'm going to ask you this question.
Okay.
I'm not going to do what everyone thinks I'm going to do. Flip out, man.
Basically, what I've been doing all night about Travion Henderson, I will ask you the same thing about because of why are you running this up running in this guy better one?
Yeah. I mean, the Patriots are in a good spot.
Yeah. That's the problem with the Carolina Panthers. They're winning and doing what they need to do to win.
Yep. But I think that really, depending on the game script, could go for or against. And what I mean by that is they're about to go 11-2. They're atop their division. They're atop the AFC. So they're in a spot where they might not need to play as hard.
No.
And do you put your rookie running back in those situations?
Absolutely, 1,000%.
Right? I mean, I would. But I mean, especially since Ramondre came off of injury, it's like, hey, give him some more time. All right, hey, he's good. All right, you got the litmus test today with him playing. Great, awesome. You don't need to try that hard. Hopefully, in some of the future ones. But because as a Henderson owner myself, it sucks because looking at him, and he still got you 11 points today, 11.6. Again, not bad, but also that's not starting material. That's not wide receiver 1. That's not wide receiver 2. But also, I mean, we're going to talk about it a little bit, but Ashton Genty, it's not really being wide receiver 1 material lately.
Running back 1?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Running back. Sorry. Yeah. RB. And Rico Dowdle, kind of in the same boat. Hubbard's back, eating into a little bit of, his meal. Maybe taking a little bit too many plates from the Thanksgiving table. But for Henderson, the last 6 weeks, going back at it, at Cleveland, 5.5. Okay. That's kind of about what average was kind of the weeks prior, but then 12.7 with 75% snap percentage, 28 with 84, 32.3 with 88 snap percentage. That's his high right there. Then 11.1 with 65%. and then 11.6 today, which is not showing the snap percentage. Probably
I
looks
can
like
tell
it'd
you
be
it's
about
low.
50. Yeah.
It's low.
Yeah. I mean, because the attempts, starting with that high game 3 games ago, 19, then 18, and then today he got 11 attempts for 67 yards. But he did get 4 targets in the passing game, so he's still a little bit in the mix there. Probably some of the checkdowns for him. He got 3 of them for 19 yards, just no touchdowns. And the game against the Jets, he had gotten 2 rushing touchdowns.
Jets.
Exactly. He got 2 passing touchdowns or receiving touchdowns and 1 rushing. And thankfully for them, week 17, they play the goddamn Jets.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where hopefully, they have a bye week, but then they go to Buffalo, or no, they play Buffalo at home. Then they go to Baltimore, who is going to be a hungry Baltimore. I mean, yeah, Lamar is not looking exactly how he is. Henry hasn't been the wrecking force that he was in the past, but they're still the Ravens, man. They're still a well-coached team. They're still have such veteranship there, and they're going to be in the mix for the playoffs because they're just going to have to win their division to get in. Because it really looks like maybe with the playoff picture, they could get 2 teams, but that might go somewhere else. That might go to the South, might go to other AFC groups. But
the Ravens are so weird is because you're not really afraid of what like players they have in a sense. You just know they're going to bring it because of the culture.
Yeah,
and that's yes, the Chiefs culture and everything, but it helped to have Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. Have those players. Obviously, Tyreek Hill can go away. It doesn't matter. They're still great. That's the culture in which Patrick Mahomes brought, that has come into, especially with Travis Kelce, but mainly what Andy Reid did. Even before Harbaugh got there, that Ravens culture has been there for 20 plus years, and it hasn't stopped. And so they're always going to be a tough out. Doesn't matter how banged up or anything they are. Yes, Lamar saved Harbaugh's job. That's not even a question about that, because they were about to cut ties with him. And then Lamar, rookie year, he came in and got into the playoffs out of nowhere. But their culture is ridiculous. That being said, they still will have whoever's going to win the NFC North is going to fall ass back into the playoffs. Because no one wants to. Hell, the Bengals might actually. The Bengals are not out of it.
Mm-hmm. Nope, they're very much in it, which is crazy. Just to look at the AFC playoff picture, real quick, but also to kind of point towards Derrick Henry, talking about running backs. Last 6 games, 19 points, then 13, 11, 20, 22, 17. Very serviceable. Great running back 2, really. But I wouldn't be pissed if I had him as a 1, honestly, because some of the guys I have as a 1 their lows have been a lot lower than 11.4. The interesting thing, though, looking at it, is his snap percentage. His highest snap percentage on the year was actually 67. So his snaps, and then like the last 3 games, 54, 56 today, or not today, but this weekend was 40% snap percentage. So that, I don't know, maybe a little bit of teletape there as far as, kind of the aging process, or maybe them just trying to like, hey, we're going to try to win without, having to put it on the back of Henry. But we'll see about that. But yeah, so for the AFC playoff picture, actually, before I do you got anything else kind of with Henderson, really specifically, I guess?
No, it's just the fact that they're winning. And I guess the last running back I will say is Genty. It's not Genty. I've said this every week. But Genty is the one, if you've follow the waiver wires and stuff like that, you've probably got a replacement for Genty. Genty at this point is coming from either a running back 1 to a flex option at this point. And it's not because of Genty. It's because the Raiders make a dumpster fire look like a Picasso painting.
Yep. Yeah, you're not wrong on there. Genty has been brutal the last few weeks for any of his fantasy owners. Looking at that on the year, they're at least the last 6 weeks. They had the bye week, so we didn't get you anything. What a bum. But the 19, 15, 9, 24, 12, which good. I mean, on average, good. But I got to tell you, that Dallas game, that 9-point game, that hurt. That lost me that week, honestly. There were other factors, obviously, but I believe that was the one I lost by 1.6 points. Yeah. Wouldn't matter, man. Just anything. Like fall 5 yards. I don't care. Give me one reception and fall 5 yards. And that would have, won me that match. It would have put me in a safer spot to where I'm not battling just to, just get above 500 and to get the playoffs in this league. And so, but yeah, that one's rough. But also, God, dude, they got to play with the Broncos. And talking about the playoff picture, the Broncos, at the time of this article, were number 1. But with the New England Patriots winning this game, they are going to move to 11-2. So they will be in the number 1 seed, at least until the time being, because they got a bye week. But yeah, we're looking at Patriots, then the Broncos, then the Jacksonville Jaguars. Man, they are third seed in the AFC, 4th seed being Baltimore right now, 5th being the Chargers, and then 6th the Colts. I mean, the powerhouse Colts that, that just the insane start that they had, and then Buffalo getting in with a wild card. That is, I didn't have. I mean, other than the Bills, maybe the Ravens. I didn't have anybody else making the playoffs this year.
This year is so weird because no one wants to be great. Every time they crown them, they're like, oh no, hold on.
Yeah.
The Rams. Oh, I mean, just crown their ass, right? The past 2 weeks, just crown their ass, and then they go to Carolina, and what was that?
Yeah. No, you're exactly right. Baker Mayfield. Oh, just give him the MVP now. But then everybody gets hurt. He gets hurt, and it's like, who? What was his name again? Baker. Okay. Yeah. No, he's good. And then same with Daniel Jones. Now we're talking about JTT. I mean, in that kind of mix just with the last bad 2 weeks. But on the other side of the playoff bracket, just to be fair, because we did talk about the AFC, number 1, Chicago. It's Chicago and the Broncos. I guess really not the Patriots. I mean, what year is this, man? It's 1991, 92. Like, I don't know what is going on.
Like 07, 08.
The Bears weren't like that, though.
Yeah, they were. That's when they got to the Super Bowl.
No, 7? Okay.
Yeah, it's like 08, 08. Like right.
Who's the running back?
No, that's Jones. No, it was the kid out of Tulane. Crap. I know. I can see his. I know exactly.
Yeah.
Rex Grossman was the quarterback.
Yeah. Grossman was the quarterback. Yeah.
But not crap.
Yeah. If you know it in the chat, let us know. Now we're just getting into our high brains, really, just because we love doing this to each other constantly.
I know exactly who it is, and I cannot.
Cedric Benson.
Cedric Benson was on that team.
Yep.
Oh,
the Bears in rushing yards during the 2007 season.
R.I.P. Cedric Benson, motorcycle accident.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was the one where crap. He's in the Hall of Fame, the best returner of all time.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. They kicked it to him. They kicked it to him, and he had the opening kickoff back.
Devon? No. Devin Hester.
Devin Hester. Yes.
Yep.
Thank you. I was sitting there saying Travis Hunter in my mind. I'm like, no, he's a rookie this year. He's out for the season. But yes, Devin Hester, who rightfully got in the Hall of Fame based off of special teams.
Oh,
he's still. I know.
Key reason why they really got there.
Yeah. I know technically all of his records have been broken, but Devin Hester was a game changer. Like no one wanted to kick to him. That was like the first time that they're like, maybe we should switch. Like they don't want to. They're going to switch the rules, mainly because they don't want to keep kicking it out of bounds. so that's a safety issue. No, Devin Hester, they just didn't kick to him. He didn't kick to him ever. And then Deshaun Jackson and yada, yada, yada after that. But Devin Hester was ridiculous. But that Super Bowl, when Peyton Manning got his first Super Bowl, was against that Chicago Bears Lovie Smith team. So shout out to that. But
and
that's
shout
your
out. Yep, I was going to say, yeah.
That's your history lesson, kids.
Shout out to high history. But yeah, the Bears are in the number 1 seed. Number 2, with Rams, 3 the Eagles, 4 Buccaneers, 5 Seahawks, 6 Packers, and then 7th, the injured San Francisco 49ers. I mean, tooth and freaking nail, man, to them getting into that wild card spot so far. Of course, none of these are guaranteed. And we still got, 5 more weeks of football. So, I mean, if one of those teams going on a five game losing streak, they could go from the first in the conference to, not even, winning their division and being knocked out of a wild card.
This is what sucks about being a Dallas fan, because Dallas will probably win out and still miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see how they can't miss the playoffs if they win out, just because they're like 2 games back from San Francisco. Green Bay we have that tie, so technically I don't know who the tiebreaker is for that one. But I just don't see Green Bay faltering enough. San Francisco would have to be the one to falter, and I just don't see that really happening either. But they could. It
probably goes to conference schedule.
Something I don't know what the top
or conference record, I should say.
Yeah.
As far as for them, yeah. But
this is what's going to happen. Either I want them to go out in a blaze of glory, rather than just like give me hope and then they suck it for the rest of the year. So, guys,
just get a fucking Discord room. Like, come on, it's getting ridiculous. And stop congratulating him. All right, he's good. He's in second place, and he's taking. God, he got Bucky Irving. You son of a bitch. I love you, Ryan, but god dang it, how did you have waiver priority over me? I don't know. I still hate it. But he does say I keep mixing Ibuka and Waddle in one league. Has not worked out well lately. Oh man. If you're mixing them up, as in like whenever you play them, one goes off, the other one doesn't, kind of thing. Yeah. But yeah, man. So, I mean, we kind of talk about the schedule to kind of bring a little bit of context to some of these teams that are still fighting, right? Yeah. And so the name of the wild card, for those, if you don't know, it's, false alarm or fire alarm, right? So which ones are you really sounding off? Which ones, is it just, hey, just let it ride. Let it ride. And some more people to talk about. I mean, we mentioned Lamar Jackson, but you also got Saquon Barkley. You got Josh Allen, and then you also got some bottom feeder teams, man.
I'm not worried about Josh Allen at the least. He's the number 1 quarterback on the season. Yeah. I think he surpassed Cam Newton as the most rushing touchdowns for a quarterback.
Yeah.
Not bad for a running back.
But I mean, it's Josh Allen. I'm not. Anyway, so I'm not worried about Josh Allen at all. He just has reverted back to having to put on the Superman cape. Because he just doesn't have a number 1. He doesn't have a dude receiver. He just doesn't have a dude.
Keon Coleman's not him.
Yeah, Keon Coleman is not one of them right now. Shakir is good for what Shakir can do.
Yeah.
Obviously, Mr. Gillette himself, Shavers. He was the beard never grew back for him to shave again.
But is he the best a man can get?
Maybe for that 1 week.
Okay.
But it really comes down to if he has Dalton Kincaid, and Kincaid just hasn't been healthy since we traded him away in our dynasty league. But that's kind of how it works. Granted, he did face a Texans defense that's insane right now, and he did. And honestly, that was they kicked the crap. I mean, they kicked the Steelers' ass, so he really didn't have to do a whole lot. But he still gets you a rushing touchdown every damn week. So you're not worried about that. Bottom feeder wise,
The goddamn Jets.
They are not giving up without a fight. Now, granted, the Falcons, which are another kind of bottom feeder team, they don't have Penix. I'm pretty sure they're probably going to make a coaching change at the end of the year.
They have Penix. Do they cut it off?
I hate you. Yeah. Right.
Bow.
Right. No.
Oh no. It's a ding because it derailed you.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yeah.
Congratulations. You hit all the buttons.
And all the buttons. I'm like Michelangelo in the Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's a really good movie. You should watch it. Anywho, yeah, the bottom feeder teams, the Jets are fine. As we talked about, A.D. Mitchell, who we're getting ready to talk about here in a second. But Breece Hall's still been fine. Tyrod Taylor, probably not going to pick him up every damn week. He's a decent spot start. So I'm not worried about that as far as, but you probably don't have many Jets on your roster to begin with, other than maybe Breece Hall. But you might be picking up another one that we'll talk about here in a second. But the Raiders, he's about it.
Yep.
And he literally has to do. He's a tight end.
What about Trey Tucker? The guy scored
Brock
20
Bowers,
points, man.
Yeah. Let me show you. Also, you want to see? You look up Trey Tucker in the dictionary. It says, "See Gabe Davis."
No, actually, no. At this point, Gabe Davis is better than Trey Tucker.
Yes,
because at least he was hot cold. It was just hard to figure out which game that was going to be. Trey Tucker, it's just an insane false positive where 40-point game and he stays in the top 10 on the season just based off of that one game.
Who was the old cheat? He used to do that. Like he would always do it like the first or second week. He used to play for the Bills forever. Then he went on the Chiefs and he's supposed to be a big pickup. He was like the Lizard King. He thought he was like a lizard or something. You remember that receiver? But he would go off like the first 2 weeks and then do nothing for the rest of the season. He was out of Clemson. But yeah, he thought he was like a lizard or something. Like the fantasy footballers call him like the Lizard King.
Lazard? I thought that was Lazard.
No. He just
Sammy Watkins.
Sammy Watkins, thank you. Yeah, Sammy Watkins is a better comp for Trey Tucker, where he'll go off 1 week and then he'll ride it out.
That's right. I forgot he called himself a lizard person.
Yeah. I thought he was like, I'm the lizard. Like he thought he was a lizard for some reason. I don't know. But yeah. But anyway, Josh Allen's fine. Lamar, I'm probably going to spot start someone at this point until he looks like he's healthy, because he hasn't fully practiced all week since once he finally came back from the hamstring injury. It's been one thing after another. If you watch him try and run the ball, it's not there this year, and that's okay. And this happens sometimes, but I'm not too worried about Lamar, but I might not start him. I haven't been starting Bo Nix in forever, and Bo Nix is winning football games. I haven't been starting Baker if I have in some leagues, because I have Matthew Stafford mainly, because I pick up Matthew Stafford and I'm starting him over those two. So the thing with quarterbacks is you can press the alarm button, but you can always find a good replacement for them. Whereas like a Saquon Barkley, guys, guess what? If the guy goes on the Madden cover and also has career year the year before, he's probably not going to do it again. Was I expecting him to be this bad? No. But if you gave me a choice between him or Bijan Robinson, I was picking Bijan Robinson 1,000 out of 1,000 times. And it's proven right on that. So yeah, if you had the third or fourth pick, you probably were forced to take Saquon and been like, fine, I'll take him at that position. I still was going to, and I was probably going to be excited about it, but I had my doubts. And unfortunately, my doubts came to fruition this year on Saquon Barkley. Now, because that team's offense is not in a good spot at all.
Yep. I think it's excellent.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You love it. But here's the thing, though, and we're talking about Barkley. We're talking about running backs. Okay, so Chase Brown, Breece Hall, Saquon Barkley, and we'll do DeAndre Swift. Who do you think is as on the season? Who is the higher scoring running back out of those four?
Oh, out of those 4?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you gave me Saquon, DeAndre Swift, Chase Brown, and who was the last one?
Breece Hall.
Breece Hall. Chase, I would say Chase out of those I like going forward.
Right.
But as far as overall, I mean, Swift has had a pretty solid ass season. So I'm going to go with, dang it. All right.
Yep. No, it's Saquon Barkley.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so that's like, I think for him, it's just more the expectations.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, yeah, and both of us were in the same boat of he's not going to do 2,000. Like, he's not going to do what he did last year.
No.
I expected like a dip, like 1,500. Doesn't even have 1,000, I don't think, on the year. What is he at? Like, I think he's like the 900s. 2025. Yikes. 740 yards.
Yeah. A little shy of 2K.
Oh, yeah. But a good portion shy. I mean, only 75% into 1,000. Yeah, not great at all. But yeah, for the Chase Brown, I like that. Swift as well. The Breece Hall, that's the one. It really, it's just rough. It's not terrible. Last 6 games. They had a bye week within this, but 32, then the bye, 19, 8, 13, 15. Not terrible, but it's just like, I need more, man. I need a little bit of something from you.
Yeah, the problem that I always see with Saquon, and I've been trying to figure it out, because like last year, you knew they were going to run the ball and you couldn't stop it.
Mm-hmm.
The year before that, they sucked. Then the year before that, when they won Super Bowl, so it's like they've gone from one offensive coordinator, then they lose them. Shane Steichen is now the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. Then their next offensive coordinator got fired because the offense was bland. Then the next year, they pick up Kellen Moore. They win the Super Bowl. That offensive coordinator becomes the head coach of New Orleans Saints. They get this new offensive coordinator, Mr. Eggman, and it's become bland and predictable, and the offensive line cannot block like they used to. They don't scheme it correctly. So everyone else is just like, all right, we'll stop the run and make Jalen Hurts beat us. Now, he has been. I mean, look at their record. But their offense has not been as explosive as we were expecting them to be.
Yeah, on the ground or in the air.
Right.
Yeah. But going to the chat. I've met you, but I'm not sure if I'll keep him around this week. Oh man, sometimes with people, you love them, and you just you want to give them hugs, but some people you just got to let them go, bro. Hey, what's up, y'all? These are waivers. Oh, that's right, baby. It is the waiver wire. This is where we kind of like to take a little bit of time and deep dive into the muck, sometimes the trash, just to find any remnants of points and just some hope for this week, because we got buys. We got one more week of freaking bye weeks. And we're also in the playoff push, guys. So this is definitely where you really want to kind of dig in deep. Or maybe just kind of sit back a little bit. We'll talk about that later on. But Josh, what are some of the waivers you are looking at this week?
Is 5'5" Bryce Young about to win you a championship? Because he could. He possibly could.
That's scary.
It's scary because he's kind of like Vidal when it comes to running backs. He's hot and cold. 1 week he scores 20. The next week he scores 10. The next week he scored. This past week we had like 22 or something. and it was against the Rams when people were and our boy Jason, who's a Panthers fan, we were like, "Congrats!" In our Discord, link down below, it's free to join. And we posted like, "Congrats! That was a huge win, Jason." And now it's a bittersweet because now they have to sign Bryce Young to an extension contract, which basically locks him in with Bryce Young. And he has the same questions that I have. Is he, as a short king myself, he's just too short, and he's not athletic enough like a Kyler Murray, and he's not accurate enough like a Drew Brees.
Kyler Murray might not even be athletic enough,
right? I know at this point, but you still seem like he still has the escapability and the arm strength to do it. Bryce Young, I think, as far as reading a defense and stuff, is awesome. Obviously, he's shown that he can perform at a high level. I just don't know what Bryce Young I'm getting. Yeah. And that's the problem.
Yep. And looking at the track record, all right, looking at the numbers, the last 6 weeks, I think he was out for concussion protocol maybe, as far as against Buffalo, but comes back at Green Bay, 3.9. Then home for New Orleans, 2.5. Not great. But then he goes off against Atlanta, 31.8, gets a little bit of mojo, then goes to San Francisco, gets 10, and then against the Rams, scores you 22.5 points. But they come up on a bye week. And then they got at New Orleans, Tampa Bay at home, and then Seattle, championship week 17.
They did this to the Rams. That's the thing. It's like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. I would not play him next week.
No.
So there's a good chance he's going to be on your waivers.
Stash him. 2 weeks from now, he's going to go off for 4 touchdowns and like 302.
He could. He very well could.
All I'm saying is, if you're a Tedero McMillan owner, you are happy right now.
Yeah,
you're happy right now for the consistency that you're getting. Okay, the main one that's like, are you sure you're saying what you're saying? Pick up Marcus Mariota.
Sorry, how'd you say his name?
Mariota.
Yes. Like, you got to add a ta to it.
No. I want to continue with this segment, so don't look at the chat.
Yeah. Don't look at the chat? Okay.
No.
But yeah, with the Tet aspect that you're talking about, last 6 weeks, 16.9, then 8, 11, 33 was the high mark against Atlanta, then 11.5 and 11.3 the last couple of weeks.
I mean, he's just
not as much as you want.
Right, but still a solid ass, flex to wide receiver 2, 3, however your league set up. I mean, I've been playing him and I've been satisfied on that.
Yeah. I'd rather have him on my team, especially that week he got 33. Such a good win that week. But as far as the waivers, I'm kind of jumping back to that, man. You're talking about the quarterbacks. I'd like that as well, as far as your nomination of Mariota. I also like it for Scary Terry, having him in one of the leagues in which I traded for him and haven't really gotten anything from him because I've been playing for a great while. But getting something out of him this week, I love that. Does that move the needle, and especially with the amazing catch that he had, does that move the needle for Burke or anybody else on the Commanders team?
No. Because they're going to bring Jaden. They're going to probably force Jaden in. I don't know what that's going to do. It should improve, you would think. But that offense has been weird. And I think the Broncos are just a weird team because no matter who they play, like they were down how much to the Giants and had to score 33 points in the fourth quarter to come back. Like, I don't get the Broncos ever. Like, their defense is stout. And then Mariota was out, because I was even saying, people were like, when they made that joke about the Mariota thing, and I was like, you misspelled track. I mean, you mispronounced track, because that's what he's been. But he's playing really good ball. He's not winning football in the sense, but he might be winning you fantasy games. I mean, I'd rather start him over Lamar right now, because you know at least what you're getting out of Mariota.
Oh, man.
You know what you're getting out of Lamar.
I think I don't know if I'm passing a kidney stone or I just don't like that statement.
No, I don't like that I said it either. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's true.
Oh, it's so true.
Because
it's
he's
so
just
sad where we're
Lamar's not back yet. He's playing, but he's not back.
I don't like this dimension. I don't like this.
No.
This one that we're in right now.
As far as another running back, is Bucky Irvin still on anybody's waivers?
It's not on our waivers, you son of a gun.
I was as soon as I saw that, I wanted to bust out laughing. That was a good one, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Rub it in, Ryan. Rub it in. Yeah. Waiver friendship. There we go. Yeah. Nick is lucky he got a ring.
They want to fire Nick Sirianni every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And that's been going on for 3 years now.
Yeah. And I think we said it 3 years, or I said it 3 years ago, but just the guy keeps losing his staff.
Yeah.
I mean, he keeps getting poached. That year he lost his offense and defense. Dude, I mean, for him to be in this position, off of a Super Bowl, man, let the guy cook. Some of the dishes may be bland, but he's not burning your steaks. And so don't burn him at one either.
I mean, they're still 8-4 this on the year. They're still ahead of their division. Like, I get the roster that you brought back, and Howie is the best GM in football. And honestly, like I think it's Les Snead for the Rams. Like what they've been doing, like they just secretly have built back that roster into championship caliber roster. Remember when they went all in, people were like, I don't know if I would do that. They knew they were probably going to suck for a couple of years as they built everything back because they traded all their draft picks. Guess what? Now they're back to being a formidable opponent. Yep. They went
4 years later.
Yep. They cashed though, because they went all in. They got the Super Bowl. That was a big debate back then. So that they're doing well there. Obviously, what the Chiefs are doing, what Baltimore's done year in, year out, that's more of Ozzie than who they have now. But what Howie's doing is that's the thing. Oh, and shout out to the Lions GM that's built that roster the way they have. But the Jedi master himself, Howie, who just like, yes, you will give me your best defensive player for a 6th-round pick. And they're like, sure, Howie, whatever you want to do. And Nick has been there the whole time. And they've still, he's put out a good product. It's not 100% like going to go out there because they wanted to fire him 6 weeks into the season last year. And they caught fire, and they've been great ever since. So I don't get NFL franchises sometimes.
Well, I mean, it's a hard thing. I mean, if it was easy, I mean, everybody would be doing it. But it's not. But also, there's just some owners that can't get out of their own way. And they just latch themselves to a GM maybe that doesn't make the best decisions or is more self-serving than being a servant to the team and really kind of moving themselves out of the way. Or you might have an owner that acts as a GM and a head coach and lucks out every now and then. Right?
I just want Michael Parsons back. Can we just secretly just get him back? That being said,
sneak him back
across the board. The trades that he has made has vastly improved this roster because you're having George Pickens on a career year. Quinnen Williams, now that he's a Cowboy, has played his best ball in 3 years. And they're hitting on some of their draft picks. Obviously, Dak playing his best ball has worked, but we're still outside looking in when it comes to the playoff picture. So, yay, I guess.
Yeah. Well, some teams that are looking outside not looking outside. Some are completely out. But one is in the Green Bay Packers, and more specifically talking about the waivers and the people that catch the football. And Dontavian Wicks is one of the first ones to really talk about. Now that we're at 124, we're going to try to wrap this up. Do this pretty quick, but getting 28 points, phenomenal. I mean, having himself a career day, getting 6 receptions off of 7 targets for 94 yards, but the 2 touchdowns is really what stood out there and got you that point total. And that's all off of like 50% snap percentage.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that is the tail of the tape, because even when he had 68% snap percentage and he had 8 targets, which was the most he had on the season, he only got you 7.8 points. So to me, it's a fluke. And I mean, if you got Jordan Love, that's awesome. You're gonna love having an additional weapon for him to just randomly throw to. But if for anybody having any receivers in the pack, just I don't know. Best of luck. Take some Pepto-Bismol because you're gonna have acid reflux watching that team.
Christian Watson is the outlier on that statement because he's getting healthier and healthier, and every game he's been he had a really good week this week. He wasn't Dontavian Wicks level good, but he was still pretty damn solid. And he was solid he was all right the week before. He's not in your starting lineup yet, but if you're having an Ibuka, you're looking more and more at starting Christian Watson over Ibuka. Just kind of going back to our wild card thing. So if Christian Watson is on your waivers, you have a choice between Wicks and Watson. I'm leaning Watson based off of the floor that they have, not the ceiling, the floor.
Yeah. I would be surprised if Watson is, but that's what we talked about last week. I mean, there's just some bad leagues. There's just people are giving up already.
Yeah,
and not paying attention to the waiver wire.
Just dropping Bucky.
Oh my God. Shut the fuck up.
Hey, Bucky,
shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
I always love Bucky because I picked him up way late in my league last year and won the whole damn thing.
But he was definitely one of the waiver darlings last year. Another one to have a conversation about is Adonai Mitchell.
Yes.
You look at his season, not great. Week 1 against Miami, even 4 points.
He started out as a Colts.
Then 4, 0, 10.6, 0, right? But then even whenever he got to the Jets, right? I mean, because Cleveland was they game off 2 points. The goddamn Jets, that's right. 2.6 points, but then 24.2. And while you may look at these numbers and think that it's a flash in the pan, you got to look at the snap percentage with that. Because new team, this is his 3rd game playing with them, probably 4th week because he probably practiced a little bit. But 49% snap percentage game 1, game 2, 85%, and then this last week, 86%. So I would imagine that would kind of grow a little bit as they go to host Miami. They go to Jacksonville, to New Orleans, and then host New England, week 17. I mean, I like it. I don't love it, but I like it.
He's the one that I'm like, yep, I'm picking him up. I'm putting a waiver in because, like, if you have a Michael Wilson on your team that you picked up a couple of weeks ago and he still shows promise, that is basically a younger version of Michael Wilson that is on a team that he's basically their number 1 receiver now because I don't think Garrett Wilson's going to come back this year. That's also a team that's just not very good, but they are playing like they're right outside the playoffs and they're fighting for every chance that they can. And Tyrod Taylor is a serviceable enough quarterback that I would pick up AD Mitchell and stash him. But if Ibuka has that one bad week, I might ride AD Mitchell for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I don't like that, but. It's true. Another one to kind of talk about, Devon Veal. So I've had himself a good week, 23.3 there against Miami, at Miami. Got him 88% snap percentage. Was 8 for 8 as far as his targets and receptions for 93 yards and a touchdown. I mean, nothing insanely major as far as jumping out. I mean, the 8 targets, great. Last week had 7 targets, 89% snap percentage. I mean, almost identical. Only 3 receptions of that 8. And got you a whopping 37 yards with no touchdown. The week before, 87% snap percentage, 3 targets, 1 reception for 15 yards. So there's a little bit of growth, 3, 7, 8 as far as the targets. Snap percentage pretty much stayed the same. Is this a breakout week? Is it something that him and Shook have kind of started to kind of figure something out a little bit? Or is it just Miami?
I would take a stab at him, but I'm not. I really can't tell you if it's an increased role because it's still Tyler Shuck, who's shout out Louisville Cardinal, but he's what is he? We don't know because he's showing like he's won football games in the National Football League. He's shown promise as a quarterback in the National Football League that he could do it, but it's still in his rookie season. I don't care that he's 32, okay, because he was in college for like 8 years, but he still has Olave on the team, and Juwan Johnson. Those are your top 2 receivers. I don't care that Juwan Johnson is a tight end. That's his top 2 receivers. And then once Alvin Kamara comes back, what's that going to look like? So Veal was Thornton. I think it was Thornton for Kansas City when all your receivers were hurt. He was. You knew that it was only a time. It was only a matter of time. Sean Tucker for the Bucks. It was only a matter of time. Like you had to pick them up.
Nice knowing you.
And use them before they can. And then once everyone comes back, there you go. Now, with it being this late in the season and the Saints pretty much out of the playoffs, are they going to just go ahead and sit Kamara for the rest of the season? I don't know. If they bring him back because they want to trade him maybe in the offseason, so they're going to show his value.
Showcase.
And plus, Kamara's still going to show if he has it. So if they ended up dropping him because they can't trade him, they at least can get his money on that to show value in which he has. That is a situation that could happen. I highly doubt it. At the end of the day, if they're out of the playoffs, they're probably going to not play their prized possession.
Sorry. Because we're in the waiver, right? So I'm like, okay, let's look at the one that we have for our league, which if you want to join, we're going to have a couple spots at least open next year. If not, honestly, I really want to start another kind of a league. I like the best ball idea that you kind of have with some of yours. But link is in the Discord. Follow it. But I'm also looking at the ESPN league. Yeah, nobody else looks at. And Terry McLaurin is on the waiver.
I can see that in some leagues, but you knew he was coming back. So why?
And there's a lot of teams that need him.
Yes.
That aren't going to have him because I'm taking him real quick. This just we do this off screen. My God. I don't think I can get him because DeAndre Swift, Quinshon Judkins, Daniel Jones. I could drop for Jones. Tyler Warren, Tedder McMillan, Lad McConkey. That's my bench.
That's the problem.
I can't.
You can't. You can't give up any of that value because you know what that value is. Where Terry is still, he's Terry. Don't get me wrong, but is Terry back, or was this just him going off against the Broncos? Like I don't. Again, it's kind of him. His situation is like Bryce Young, but he's just a better proven talent. Whereas like they both did against really good defenses. So
proven talent, but then also very injured. Proven injury prone talent. But for Terry, they go to Minnesota, then New York Giants, and then they host Philadelphia and Dallas that championship.
Those are pretty decent defense. No, those are pretty solid defenses. Other than Philly, to start them, like I would be like, oh,
I know that's what I'm like. Ooh, okay.
I'm not dropping Lad McConkey for that though.
No, I'm not. I'm just thinking about maybe I'm just thinking about. I don't think
if he's available in your league, you don't have whatever Tvshka has, you can pick him up.
The other leagues he's gone. I know he is because those people never got rid of him. They held him. They put him on IR. Or just kind of had him ride that bench whenever he was injured. So, so for that just blew my mind that was available there. Anything else for waivers, man? I know we had a little bit of a short list to work with.
No, I guess if you're wanting a spot start, as look at that Andrew situation as a likely might be a decent pickup. If Harold Fannin and you are not liking what your tight end is doing, Harold Fannin, even though he plays for the Browns is still a solid pickup there as far as your waivers. And then also, as you know, defenses, if you don't have Seattle or the Rams or the Browns or something of that nature, and you're still just looking at matchups, but also look at matchups going forward to see about them playing bad offenses, which that way you can set them and forget them. And just don't forget them too long, or you end up being like, oh, crap, I'm still stuck with, I don't know, the Raiders. So
this is, well, I mean, basically it's going to be my long shot, kind of 4th and 20. But he's on some waivers. And there are some key running back bye weeks this week. But Isaiah Pacheco, it is against a good defense as far as Houston, but it's his second game back. I mean, I think he could get you 8-10 points. So if that's something that you are needing, that's the long shot because it's 4th and 20, and you can't drop, maybe quite a bit of people. I would think that's one running back. The defense that I really want to target. They're on bye week. Never mind. Next week, the Carolina Panthers. Next week, because they're going to be playing in New Orleans, and they're still in the NFC South, and that is a mess. That's actually probably one of the weakest. Them and then the AFC North. Those two were just kind of weak divisions. Everybody's in contention though. But anything else that you got?
No. I will save my long shot for the next segment.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, this episode is going to be a little long. We're just going to chill. If you got it, roll them up, light them up. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the 4th and 20. Fourth and 20. And this is where we just kind of have the situation. 4th and 20. Your back is against the wall. It's not ideal. In the past, we kind of talked about pump, pass, or kick. But really this one, kind of going forward, it's just the situation. So it doesn't have to be a player. It doesn't have to be, any pickup or things of that nature necessarily. It could just be a tactic. Like what exactly 4th and 20, kind of are you doing with your league at this very moment? And Josh, you said you're saving yours, man. What you got?
I'm going with my 4th and 20. Here's my crazy take. The guy that will end up being a top 10 receiver for the remainder of the season. Didn't even start. He probably was drafted, was on a team that now is terrible, but he's no longer on that team. He was traded away to a team that has an iffy quarterback that we were expecting a lot more out of coming into the NFL, and a guy that had the creepiest, weirdest opening press conference. And then his 12-year-old GM talked about Travis Hunter like he was a descendant from God. It was really fun, though. But I'm talking about a one Jacoby Meyer. If you look at what he's doing right now, if he might be on your waivers. He could be. Don't look at our waivers. Anyone, not even you, Tvshka. He's not on there. Don't worry about it.
I know he's not on ours. I'm just looking at him, period.
But he is just getting better and better and better. And the way he's going and the way him and Trevor Lawrence has made such a connection so quickly, and as good as Liam Cohen, yes, Duval himself, is doing right now with the Jacksonville Jaguars in year one, I expect him to be a top 10 scoring receiver, at least from, what was it? He scored 11 points like 3 weeks ago. So him from week 11 on he will end up being a top 10 receiver.
Ooh, man.
Not overall for the whole year. I'm talking from week 11 till the end of the season.
Yeah, till week 17. Okay. I like that. That's spicy. But there's also quite a bit of proof in that pudding to an extent. So, yeah, looking at the last 4 games, because, I guess, is this the 3rd game with them?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think he was, I don't know when exactly he was traded to them.
It definitely wasn't week 9 because they played Jacksonville. And it doesn't show on Sleeper for some reason. The exact
week 7, he had nothing. So it was probably week 7 that he was traded, and then the bye week, and then he finally played.
No, because week 9, it shows that they play Jacksonville.
Oh, I'm sorry, week 7. That's what I'm saying. Week 7, he didn't have anything. So he was either hurt and then there was no stats whatsoever.
I know, but hear me out. Week 9, he can't play himself. He can't be on a team and play the team. That's what I'm saying. Week 9, he played Jacksonville. So he wasn't on the team then.
Okay.
It must have been a clean break. Yeah, it must have been a clean break, either of Houston or I feel like it's probably week 11, the Chargers, because I don't think it was too long ago.
But he's played really good ball.
Yeah, no, he really has. Even against Houston, week 10, 7.10, 44 snap percentage. That's probably where it's at because of the drop. Week 11, got 11, 65% snap. Week 12, he got 15 with 84% snap. And this week 13, at Tennessee, got 92% snap percentage and 21.3 points. So you see that steady increase. The targets pretty much kind of stay the same that first week, assuming it was Houston. I got 3 targets, then 6 in each of the last 3 games. So, just count on 6 targets. But at the same time, he got all 6 of his targets this week for 90 yards and 1 touchdown. And next week they go or they host Indy, then they host the Jets, then they're at Denver and at Indianapolis. Yeah.
I think they'll perform fine for all of them. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, and they're in the playoffs, at least as far as the mix. So
Ryan, I don't need you to put logic into my take. Okay, quit doing that.
Yeah. Parker. Thank you. Yeah, Parker Washington was a great get since I couldn't get the guy I really wanted. Son of a gun. Didn't want Parker Washington. But yeah. And there's other circumstances, but I like it. It's definitely been a little bit of the talk of the town. So for my 4th and 20, I'm just kind of looking like mentality wise, and it's coming into those final weeks, and I feel like in a lot of my leagues I cannot tinker as much, because I think all the tinkering's done. I had Scary Terry on the bench. Luckily, I won that matchup without him. But I also tinkered with him because I was looking at it and, I put Khalil Shakir in. All right, Buffalo. I'm done trusting Josh Allen.
Yeah.
I'm done trying to play the game of whack-a-mole.
Yeah.
Buffalo-mole. Ooh, there we go. Buffalo-mole. Got him. But yeah, just gonna kind of go with who the true number ones are, and then also the offenses that just, they don't have 6, stars to, spread it out to. Like they have their 2-3 people and they stick with it, and everybody else, just gets crumbs. And that's the offenses I really like. And that's kind of my tactic, is basically to just not overthink and to not tinker too much. Especially whenever I didn't do anything in that morning, Sunday morning. And then I looked at the clock and it was like 11:50, and I'm at a Chinese restaurant. I'm like, oh, crap. And then someone walks in, hey, and like, haven't seen him in, 6 months. I'm like, how you doing? Yeah. And I'm like, and at that point, the decision was to switch Kittle for Warren. Just trying to figure out that one. Yeah. and or it might have been a different one, but the same team. But I didn't get it in because I had to handshake. And with that, it's choose people. You know what I mean? Like in those situations.
Okay. Choose people, guys. Just do it.
Choose people, right? Don't be like, oh, hold on a second. I got to do this. Like, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it, man.
Poor little Tink.
Yeah, poor little Tink. But just go with the guys that got you there and just trust in it. There is the aspect of looking at matchups, the injuries, like we're talking with Myers, getting a little bit of maybe a bump, but not that much for a Parker Washington bump, honestly. But yeah, just don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. And that's what I'm going to do this week because I've got some decent matchups. And I just want to set it and just pay attention if there's any injuries. But the morning of, I'm going to enjoy being with people and having conversations and not be glued to my phone, panicking as far as who do I put in? This or RJ Harvey, which was a great one, or Keyshawn Booty, which would have been another good one too.
Yep.
And it's just going to work out, guys. It'll be all right. Hey, Josh, anything else on your 4th and 20?
No, that's pretty much it. With what you're saying, like when it comes down to it, you want to sit there and say, if I switch this guy and the other guy doesn't do anything, the other guy that I benched outperforms, or it's the other way around where you just left the guy in and because you roll with him the whole time, and instead of for the guy that you had a feeling about, 99% of the time, go with the guy who got you there because you're going to kick yourself in the ass more for putting the guy in that you would never put him in other than this 1 week or because you had a feeling. Don't do that, especially around playoff time. Just don't do that. Like middle way through the regular season, sure, you're not supposed to win every game. So that's fine. But the more you get to the playoffs, the more you see the money, you see the trophy, all that stuff. So you really start pressing. Take a calm breath, a deep breath, and go with who got you there. Because when you bench certain players that you've been riding with the whole time, it is not a good feeling. Trust me, I've been there.
Yep. And Ryan Moss says, I benched Swift. Glad it didn't burn me this week. Yeah, man. Yeah, it definitely didn't. And that's where, like, kind of looking at leagues. God, the one flex. We got to stop this, guys. We can't be having these leagues with only one flex. That is so dumb. I feel like that's such a bad model. But Ryan also says, I have to put someone, in for Kittle next week. Yeah. I picked up Parkinson, but saw Fannin and would try to switch. Fannin.
Fannon's probably got the with Parker Washington. I mean, not Parker Washington, but Parkinson is I don't know. I'd go with Fannin over that. I don't have any questions about Fannin where I do have some for Parkinson. So
yeah, and they're playing Tennessee. They are hosting Tennessee, and that offense isn't going to get anything done against that Cleveland Browns defense. And so, yeah, I mean, you might see a little bit of where, they don't need to push as hard. So it might be a little bit of a slow, or a low scoring affair for them. But yeah, for Fannin, I mean, like this week, 92 snap percentage, he got 5 targets, caught 3 of them for 43 yards and 1 touchdown. But that was his first touchdown in 4 weeks. But yeah, I mean, if you're looking to 10 points, which from a tight end,
it's fine.
You can't really ask too much more, guys. I mean, you can't have, not everybody can have McBride, Bowers, Kittle, Kelsey kind of mix. And so, but there it is. Last screen. But they do go to choose Chicago, then they play Buffalo, and then championship week they're playing Pittsburgh, which will be a highly contested. Because even though the Browns probably won't be in contention, the Pittsburgh Steelers might be, and what the Browns do best is shit on everybody else.
Defensively, for sure. Now, offensively, because Shedeur Sanders, you basically got another rookie that's starting his 3rd week. So, I mean, Fannin did obviously got his touchdown this week, but hopefully the more and more Shedeur gets used to the game speed, he doesn't care about the bright lights. Like he was born in the bright lights. So that's not going to phase him. It's just being able to go through
the light.
Right. But it's just more of once he gets used to the game speed, that's just the main thing with going from college to the NFL. Is can use the game speed because the gamesmanship is there. He's a gamer. He hung in the pocket and he can launch the ball. So I see what people are saying, and he's definitely better than Dylan Gabriel going forward. I think he has way more of upside. I just don't know how quickly he can get acclimated with and get used to the game speed, because once he does, Fannin will definitely be there.
Yeah. Getting more reps is definitely going to help tremendously, and I hope for Fannin, fans' sake, that it does work out. That we kind of do get more tight ends in the mix because we need them, and also, buddy, I probably need another one. So let's go and wrap it up. What do you got for the fine folks at home?
Yeah, the fine folks. Obviously, we just wrapped up one of our bracket pitches, NWSL. So congratulations to Gotham for winning that championship, and then also for Sean winning our bracket pitches. One day I will win it, probably not. But we're also MLS is going on as we speak now. And me and Sol will be catching you all up for that show as well. And then obviously on Wednesdays, we have our Rep It Up. Obviously, we're coming back from the Thanksgiving break. And we've had a lot of coaching changes going on, at least in the NCAA college football realm. That bracket is getting ready to drop.
Yes, sir.
So we have conference championships to do. So we still got championship stuff football. But your Oklahoma Sooners. Oklahoma Sooners. I know I talk shit about Brent Venables. Hand up. I'm not going to take back, but because he finally found a good offensive coordinator. But his defense you'll never have a question about his defense being one of the top 5 defenses in college football. On that. But more of that on Wednesday at 9:00 Central, 10:00 Eastern. And then on Thursday, me and Justin with Ruckus Wrestling obviously be back as well. We just had War Games over the weekend. So that happened. Tune into my review on that one.
Oh, no. Was it board games?
Not board games, but it was mid-games to me. But tune in for that one at 8:00 Central, 9:00 Eastern on Thursday. And then Sol and I will be back with REV Book Club on Friday. And we love to have, obviously, shout out to Ryan, who's joined us every episode that we've done to talk about the book of the month. And the link is down below for our Discord. It's free to join. Love to have you all there. We don't just shoot the shit on fantasy football, but we just hang out, have a good time. Talk, anything you think of that we talk about, we do, and we'd love to have you all over there. It's a great time for that. And then we'll be back here Monday. Now, Tvshka will not be here next Monday for Fantasy F Around, but we still try and bring you all the fantasy goodness and F Around that we can on this show at 9:00 Central, 10:00 Eastern.
Yep. And believe me, I would much rather be doing this than what I'm going to have to do. But yeah, hey, we appreciate you guys. Y'all take it easy. Take it sleazy. Take it breezy. But hopefully, just like Little Weezy, you guys get the dubs next week. We'll see you. Peace. Yeah, see how I rhyme stuff? Neezy. Don't be neezy. It's like needy, but like knees.
Keep swimming, man. Don't drown. You got it. Keep.
Nah, we're good. You just didn't like it.